All right, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we get some insight into these villains. And in one of the most brutal scenes so far in this series, and this comes straight from the book. I mean, that's another thing I loved about the book. We get who I assume is Tony Swan, but we don't know this. I'm not sure if they're going back to Franz in the beginning. I'm not sure. But we see a guy being beaten and tortured, having his legs broken with a crowbar, and then taken up in a helicopter, given one last chance to spill the beans, to give them whatever information they want, and then dumping him from his stretcher into the abyss. Man! This is like the scene that they started the series with, just like a little tidbit of this scene. And it's the same way that the book opened up. And it just grabs you immediately, pulls you into this story. I love when my Jack Reacher antagonists are brutal, deadly sons of bitches, right? You know, guys who are not fucking around. And that is what we want in a villain, right? Someone who's actually scary. So already, first scene of episode 3, it's my favorite episode so far. Next, we catch up with the special investigators, and they're splitting up. Dixon and Negley are going to check out this security company called New Age. That's where the parking pass led them from the guy that they took out earlier in episode 2. And they end up getting an address from New Age where supposedly that perp had been living. So they're going to go check that out. Reacher and O'Donnell, they get swooped up by the cop who Reacher knocked out in episode 2. And after some back and forth and an interrogation, they all kind of agree to work together, which is unexpected, but it's kind of weird. I'm a little suspect of this guy, right? Like, he doesn't make anything official. He doesn't arrest them. He doesn't, like, book them or anything. He takes them directly to this interrogation room, and it's like he's the only one who knows about this. It's, I don't know, it's suspicious. But they all agree they're going to kind of work together, or at least share information in solving this series of murders. So the investigators get back together, and they go to the address that they got from New Age, and they're ambushed. Right, there was guys there waiting for them. And in a wonderful action sequence, they take all of them out, all of the special investigators doing what the special investigators do, because you do not mess with the special investigators, right? They take everyone out. Reacher notices a guy outside watching from a car, and he just starts chasing him. The guy takes off. Reacher chases him down on foot. Tom Cruise, eat your heart out, right? You know, Tom Cruise is like famous for like running in every one of his movies. And I got to say, it looks quite different when you see Alan Ritchson Jack Reacher run compared to the Tom Cruise Jack Reacher. It's just a different, it's just a different look, right? Tom Cruise is a great sprinter. He really is. But Alan Ritchson just literally runs through fences, through people's backyards to chase this guy. Fantastic. I loved it. I loved that Reacher's just blasting through fences. So he grabs a grill and chucks it at this guy, hitting his car. The guy, Rex, has a heart attack before Reacher can like get any information out of him. But he has an ID on him. From where? New Age Security. And I keep saying security. I don't know if it's security, but the company's called New Age. I think I'm getting stuff mixed up from the book. I'm kind of bleeding stuff together here. So, Dixon finally puts together, because remember, she's the numbers girl, right? She finally puts together the numbers that they found on Franz's little portable hard drive, right? And realizes that they're most likely numbers representing days of the week and months of the year and fractions of something that happened versus something that should have happened 6 days a week for 7 months. I think I have that right. But we still have no idea what that means. We know that the 65 million number, the 650,000 times 100 or whatever it was, we know that number we learned in previous episodes has to do something with weapons. We've learned that from the bad guys, from the Robert Patrick character. Talking to other characters, but the investigators still haven't put everything together yet. We as an audience don't know what it all means just yet. So the investigators, they decide to break into New Age. And I love how they do it. Like Reacher driving the SUV in reverse, blasts through the guard gate, blasts through the front of the building into the main lobby. They just walk right in, go up, and Reacher goes up to an office. And last thing, right before he leaves, he notices this big like employee photo on the wall, which he grabs. And when they all get together afterwards and kind of recoup and discuss what they have just done, what they found, they all look at this big photo from the wall and they realize what? Tony Swan was a New Age employee. Credits. Very intriguing end to the third episode. Definitely leaving us wanting more for next week when we get episode 4. Cannot wait to get to episode 4. This wasn't a huge surprise to me because in the book it was laid out a little differently. So they knew early on, like when they went to New Age, I believe they already knew that Tony Swan had worked there, and that's why they went there. I could be wrong about that, but I remember kind of already knowing, and maybe I'm just mixing it up. Maybe I did find out later in the book, but since I already know it, it's bleeding through into the series, and I don't remember them finding out this way. I think they already knew that Tony Swan had worked for this company, New Age. So not only did the company employ Tony Swan, but it seems as though they also employed people to go out and assassinate members of the special investigators, including Tony Swan. But we don't know for a fact that Tony Swan is dead just yet. Like I said, I'm not sure if that guy in the beginning was Tony Swan or if it was Franz. That may have just been Franz. They may have just been showing us that scene from the beginning. But brutal episode. Fantastic episode. And like I said, it's leaving me wanting more. I can't wait to get to next week. I don't know. So, like I said in the last episode, some people have been complaining a little bit about it being boring. What? Boring? Where? I don't know. Where's the lull? Where's the boring part? Like, there's action in every single episode. The story's intriguing. I'm on board. Maybe it's just because I'm a massive Jack Reacher fan and I love seeing one of my favorite Jack Reacher books come to life. But I love it. So far, I'm loving it. I think I might actually like Season 2 so far more than I liked Season 1. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below, or you can reach out, as always, on TikTok, X, Instagram, at Real Brett Scott. You can look up my podcast, Daily BS. You can watch this on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. If you are a massive Jack Reacher fan like I am, subscribe to the channel because I don't only cover Jack Reacher here, but I cover a lot of Jack Reacher. All the novels, any news concerning the series or books or anything like that. I review all the books. I review every episode of the series. So if you're into that sort of thing, please stick around and subscribe for more. And if you do decide to stick around, then I'll talk to you again real soon when we talk episode 4 of Reacher Season 2. Thanks.